ain't gonna want that hot sauce, nigga. Eat. You wanna eat? Ask me if I bust guns. Beef make the drama come. When the trauma come where I'm from. Bodies get found. We don't care who around. We gonna clear the area like the 4th of July's town. Camden, a wise town. Y'all fucking with the wise now. We dealing with life. Pop pipes. Tie your wife down. Poke a nigga. Clean cloth. Wipe the knife down. Smoker's car. Best bro. With the right now.
Can I get a pause?
Why?
Just said poke a nigga.
Clean cloth, wipe the knife down, nigga. You heard me.
So you said you gonna poke a nigga and then wipe yourself off with a clean cloth?
No, I said AntHits sign contracts to get your head touched. 50 jaw, twist that top, tear Dutch up. My calling is the block. Get that bread up. I knew all along niggas had a hand up, so I copped a handgun. A few hollow tips, a few rhino tips, a few ride my dick till they pick the dead up. You won't find the clip. Stop eyeing my click. You don't want us fed up. That's the problem with the hood. Mind ours, we bury your corpse. If I tear up the steps, you won't come off the porch. And we ain't got a problem off in the ball, but I'd rather get 20 off in the jaw, pill off the lot while you trying to auction a car. My whole camp hot, and we way sharper than y'all. We jayed out while you still bouncing the ball. Your balance is off. I stepped in, taking the charge. Hey yo, I'm dipping in and out of state poppers every time I cross. Little nigga holding weight. Pay my thought to be the boss. Ha, it's funny as hell. That nigga sound like Tupac for real. Hey, Mr. 6 man, 4-5 clip man, 4-5 bricks land, Bullheim shitting. So Boone, what up? We never get a real talk in unless the motherfucking real Boone is on. People don't know this is really your show.
Yeah, nah, man, I'm just a squirrel, dog.
Looking for a nut. God damn. This is really your show though, my boy. What the fuck you mean? You just a squirrel. What the title say?
Just happy to be invited, man.
Man, what the title say?
I know what to say, man. I know what to say.
Is my name anywhere in that title?
Yeah.
Where?
Where it say AntHits at?
Oh shit, my bad, my nigga. I forgot that was there. The beginning. AntHits22. Real talk with the real Boone and shit, man. Let me ask. Let's talk some real shit right now, man. We've played 3 real draft leagues from 17 till 19.
Yeah.
How would you rate the entire concept of real draft? Do you think we on to something here, man?
Yeah, man. I definitely really on to something. I think we are slick, you know what I mean, low key. EA was actually biting our style and shit when they came with the way that they actually do the draft and the players and shit.
Yep. You know they be having spies all over the place, bro. I definitely think they motherfucking the same way they be patching from these YouTube niggas channels. You know they be seeing shit and they like ain't it funny how we came up, we did it 2 years in a row, but last year that shit was chipping, and at the end of Madden when nobody was playing, that shit was going nuts, and all of a sudden they come back the next year with it.
Yeah.
That's a coincidence, you think, or you think maybe somebody was just spying?
I don't know, man. I think somebody will probably spot. We did have Money Shot in that last year, man.
Yeah, we did have Money Shot running around. We also got the Titans nigga who worked for EA in the league right now, who he played one motherfucking game. I said, you know what? Let me watch what I'm saying, man. I done gave this nigga ideas. Next thing you know, they be running doing that shit. I mean, but they don't know I'm protective over my shit. I would try to murder nigga, steal my shit. Our shit, my bad, being selfish. But anyway, man, let's talk about it, man. RDL1 was pretty much a trial error. It ended up getting hot, and I think it really built our league, because I didn't run a league up until RDL. You know, I joined all y'all leagues. It was the first time I was playing Madden, really. And once we did RDL, I think it built our core. Do you think we would have been able to build this type of core without RDL?
Nah, man, not like this, man. I think the anticipation of the rookies going into the NFL the next year, it kind of built, man. So when we had Fournette and who did you have? I know I had Fournette.
I had the Falcons. I had Mar second year, motherfucking Saquon Barkley. I had Brad Hawkins, the receiver Brad Hawkins. Who else I had? I had Beckwith. Remember Beckwith? I think they actually drafted. None of the Bucks ended up drafting him. I mean, but the funny thing was we made household names that first year because the following year when we started our regular season, King Madden, people were looking for those players. Like, remember TJ Logan? TJ Logan wasn't a starter, and he was hurt in real life, so nobody was checking for him. But our league, everybody was trying to get him out of free agency or check for that boy. Shit off of shit what Mill did. Solomon Thomas was a big name because of you. Who Falky had that year? Oh, Falky had White Chocolate at running back. And remember he made, what was that receiver? Malone. Remember he made Malone his shit?
Oh, yeah. He made him the fucking household, man. He was balling.
He had him balling and shit. Who else? McCoy had Dalvin Cook shit in. McCoy was a young pup during that time, though. He ain't really have it where he at right now. Like, just think about the growth, bro. Coming, I remember we used to be getting up on him like, boy, you done stole Mill my offense that Mill took from me, and then McCoy, that pistol offense, that shit was dangerous back then, bro. Like, who else? Oh, shit, remember Hoodie's little method? Always going into free agency and getting a 55 overall quarterback, taking his ass right to the Super Bowl. That shit was crazy.
Yeah, just the aspect alone, man, just bringing rookies in, man, and getting them excited, and just not by with the players like the Russell Wilson, man, and the Aaron Rodgers, those new players, and then the anticipation of them being good the next year. Because shit, soon as Madden 18 came out, we went to go see Leonard Fournette's stats. Like, oh,
right
shit,
away, yep.
That motherfucker right.
And we had him perfect, right?
Exactly, yep. Perfect, pretty much.
But see, I don't think people understand the first year is the best year because we really get the true stats on them guys once we get the combine numbers and after that. But then after that, you know, the years after that, we kind of like we start building how the league is. So I will say this: what I learned though is we can do real drafts without having the guys built as fast as they are. Like, we can literally turn it, well, this Madden, the 20 is going to make us do it, but we could turn it down now where it ain't like this year. I wanted to throw a bonus in there when I made my players, and then a lot of old players from our area and all that shit. That was just a little extra because that I think the first draft this year was probably the best draft we ever had, bro. I mean, we drafted till round 7.
Yeah, it was.
And it was still dogs sitting in free agency. I think that's what made it fat, like, you know, like the top guys that usually blow our teams up and then play the first year, we usually get knocked out of the playoffs. I think the way the draft was so loaded, it was literally 400 good players in the draft. And I think that's why a person like Falk was able to win a Super Bowl year 1, where he usually take the year 2 or 3 to do it.
Yeah. Hey, I think we're going to talk about how we gonna do a Madden 20 also, man, like after the second year. How we gonna do the X Factor and the stars and stuff too, man.
All right, so this is what I came up with. This is what I'm thinking right now for Madden 20. So we start the league, Game of Thrones, right? And the rookies that's on the game already, what we'll do is we're gonna do the first rookie class, meaning the real rookies that's on the game. We're gonna give out a star trait on both sides of the ball, year 1. But when that draft come, and that draft, we're going to give everybody, or going to better pick one rookie to put on X Factor trait. Just one. And then after that first draft class, then it will only be, I don't think we should do anything after that.
Two. I think.
What was that? What happened?
We're doing a real talk.
But nah, hey, I think that we should talk about certain stimulations, man, like milestones that players have to reach in order to get an X Factor at the end of the season.
Well, see, this the thing though. The game does that for you, so we don't have to do that. Like my thing is this. All right, so I went through 4 draft classes when I played the Access. All right, so all I did was play franchise mode. Getting the X Factor rookie is damn near impossible, but it's hot. What happens is any rookie that come out on Star, Superstar, or even Superstar X Factor, I'm not sure Quick, it might be Quick too. Anybody that come out with Quick, Star, Superstar, or X Factor, right? It's going to come out as Hidden Gem. So when you draft this guy, you'll know he's going to have some type of trait. You just don't know what it is, and it's going to be hidden, and you got to unlock it. I'll give you examples. One said you got to play 500 downs with this guy to unlock it. So now let's just say you play the 500 downs. That could take you what, to like week 8, 9, or 10? All right, so now the rookie build, you know how we'd get a superstar guy in there and he'll be a 90 overall by the end of the season. That's not happening no more. That shit's over with. So your rookie will come in with a hitting factor, and by week 7, 8, 9, around that time, if you do all the things all the criteria you have to meet. If you do it, you'll open his hitting trait, and his hitting trait can be anything from a quick to a superstar X factor. Now they really don't give out X factors a lot, so what happens is you can get a superstar rookie. Once that rookie get to a superstar, then it's going to take you another season, maybe a season or 2, depending on if you guys that can really develop a guy. It'll take you another whole season to unlock his X factor. So that's what's going to make the build way better now. So now it ain't no getting 99 overall teams fast as hell anymore, especially when we do real drafting. So in any league, the rookie build takes longer. Now the build is exactly like how 19 is. You're going to better develop your players and all that shit, but you got to really, it's called scenarios, where you got to actually follow the script. Your coach might say something, you got to do it to better open up certain stuff on these players. Even the veteran players are the same way. So that's why I said after the first draft, we'll give out 1 X Factor trait to each player who drafted whatever rookie they decide, because after that it's going to be hard. So even though we giving out a star or X Factor, you're still not going to better do nothing with that until you unlock it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it comes down to those that know how to build and use players to get stats and stuff with, will better unlock their guys. Other than that, you can have a hidden trait, and it can be whatever it is, and you can be a person that don't get to open it for 2 seasons, maybe 3, depending on if you know what I mean, if you're not doing what you got to do with that guy. So I think 20 is going to be really good with the process. What I did know is we can still blow our teams up. Like I thought the blowing your teams up, not there. Those top guys that usually people would trade to start their teams over with, you can still trade those guys, but the value of keeping them is probably a lot better now, because a Khalil Mack is so dominant in a game that trading him will be kind of stupid, but if you trade him, you can get something a lot for it.
So is it true? Because they said that if you trade a certain player, the team chemistry will go down. Because they said that's a big factor, and they said that basically in 20, people GM skills is really gonna come into play.
Yeah, and no. All right. So what I did was I cut Jimmy Garoppolo week 3. So I wanted to see what was going to happen. Cutting him, what will happen? All right. Now your teams, the veterans will talk to you. The veterans will say, we got rid of a good quarterback, such and such. Now, what are we going to do to fix this? Da da da, all that. But when it came down to re-signing everybody, you offer them the right money, they going to sign. So it didn't affect what I thought was going to happen, which is you get rid of Aaron Rodgers, your receivers don't sign with you again. I didn't see that in the three seasons I played, as far as advancing and doing drafts and off seasons. I didn't see that at all. I saw that you can still, that's what I was saying, you can still build, still 19, you can still get rid of these players and still be all right. The problem is overall means a lot, but awareness means everything. So we can still put the rookies on the field, but you're going to struggle. You're going to struggle with them because their awareness is, the matchups is everything. So if my rookie left tackle or your veteran left tackle, and I got a rookie defensive end, that left tackle will better block him a lot better than he would Khalil Mack or something. So the matchups mean everything. If you line up T Black over there on let's just say Jalen Ramsey, and Jalen Ramsey gonna win that match damn near every time. You gotta really scheme around it. There's only about 4 to 5 shutdown corners on the game, and it don't matter about speed or nothing. They shut down and they'll shut that fucking whole side of the field down, and you gotta really scheme around it. This game is all about matchups, scheme, and really playing football now. Like I think if you get the Ravens, you're gonna love Lamar Jackson still, but he's gonna throw balls all over the place. Now, for example, you're gonna have to build your team to be able to play your style of football. So if you wanted to play playmaker football and roll him out and playmaker, if you don't build your receivers as playmakers, they're not gonna have that trait. They can't do it. So you'll call playmaker, and the nigga ain't gonna do nothing you asking him to do because he don't have that trait. So things like that changes the game, and it pits it right back to football. And in real life, that's real life. You got some running backs that can't spin or don't got agility. So now every running back can't spin. Every receiver can't catch the ball and spin up out of shit. You try to hit stick somebody and you ain't right up on him for the tackle, you gonna fall right on your face and he gonna keep running. Things like that brought us back to playing real football, and that's the enjoyment I got out of the game playing it. Like I said, most people probably hopped on and played a million online games and shit. I went to what we do the most, which is franchising. I just sat there and I looked at all the teams, what teams you can play with. I know what sleeper teams is what teams is good, and I also understand what you can do with inside the season now. So once I get the game, and we're not gonna start our league right away, we're gonna do it some more and really learn more shit. But for the 10 hours I did have, I felt like I learned a lot for Madden 20. I mean, shut down corners, bro. Shut down shit for real. Like Richard Sherman, slow as dirt, and I still couldn't do shit on him. And what I did was I built the rookie on purpose just to see if that was a true situation. So what I did was I built the rookie and I gave him 97 speed, 97 to sell real fast receiver, and I was running go routes. They was pressing me man to man. I was running go routes on Richard Sherman, and the speed is the difference. I was able to get by him, but when he wasn't pressed on me and he's sitting in zones and I was trying to run routes again, I couldn't beat him. What I was gonna say, I was
Gilmore is good too.
Well, Gilmore, he's a shutdown corner. It's like Gilmore, Patrick Peterson, the bull from the Cowboys, Jones, Richard Sherman, Ramsey. It's like one more I'm not thinking of right now. Rookie quarterbacks play like rookies. They gonna throw some shit in. It's real, bro. But the passing lanes, it ain't no holding triangle no more. Linebackers getting picks, none of that shit, bro. Like everything you do, you gotta do is real feel. So like the real player motion is real now. Like that shit's how 19 said they was gonna be. 20 is like that now. Passing windows, where you want to throw the ball at, you can absolutely throw it at. Now I know a lot of people screaming at bazooka shit and all this and that and these noises that was being made, but I was playing on all Madden when I was in franchise. I didn't see none of that. Patrick Mahomes is the GOAT on the game right now, and that's real talk. He was doing whatever he wanted. He probably one of 2 or 3 quarterbacks that can roll out the pocket and throw off his back foot and throw a dime. But the pocket pass quarterbacks, them guys that's not fast, them pocket pass quarterbacks, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Ben Roethlisberger, Drew Brees, Rivers, all those guys, bro, if they get in the zone, dot up. Now, that X factor ain't easy to get either. Again, I was playing on all Madden, and I activated X Factor one time, and that was with the tight end Kittles. I activated it one time. It wasn't easy to get at all. The pass rush is crazy. The zones still break down like 19, but the pass rush make up for it. So when people running them crossing routes and shit, they still available, but the pass rush ain't gonna allow that to happen now. Like you ain't got time to let a play come from one side of the field all the way to the other side of the field. It ain't that easy no more. So I think it's a true football game now. I think we're gonna enjoy it, yo. I think we're gonna enjoy it big time.
From what I played of it, the running is ridiculous. I really like the running style.
I thought the running wasn't as easy as a couple of people said it, but again, I was in franchise mode on all Madden. I wasn't playing online all pro, all Madden, or I was playing on all Madden, so that shit wasn't easy. But it's total control. Like a person like you, Boone, usering, you gonna be solid in the game because it's total control. Like ball coaches gonna love this game because you can literally block shed again. You could be on the D line and you can play that type of football. You can use any 11 players on defense you want. But again, the linebacker play is going to be way harder now because it ain't no just sitting in the middle hole and triangle and picking off post routes and all that shit. Like, you can't even pick off a slant route sitting in the middle. You got to really be covering that guy or in a position to be able to make a play for it to be a play, which makes the game a lot like people like Knox, Falky, me, Jungle, people like that can really sit in the pocket and throw the ball, and the Bucks, people like them, they gonna really better see windows and throw the ball. And like, you can literally, what you see when you throwing the ball, you do that with the joystick and it's going to do exactly what you ask it to do. So if I want to throw a back shoulder, I can throw it by pushing the joystick the right way to do it. Or if I want to throw, I know I'm throwing a post, but the safety in cover 3, and I don't want it to go to the middle of the field. I want it to stay to the side the post coming from. I can throw it out there and click on my receiver and get him back to that spot to catch the ball. What I think is going to happen, though, these YouTube guys are going to fuck this game up. They're going to start finding all the glitchy shit, and then they're going to start patching, and that's when we're going to start having problems with the game.
Yeah.
But off that, man, we got a big game being played right now in 19 right now in Real Draft 3, one of the final playoff runs. What's going on in that Jets Monarch game?
Oh shit, Big Baby just caught a big pass, like a 50-yard pass to go down to Knox, like up make a field goal, so it's 6-7. Knox up by 1.
Knox make you play a tight, tough game, man. Them two play each other so much, that shit gonna be a tight game, man. McCoy and the Bucks was playing. I think the game dropped, so they're gonna pick it up tomorrow. How you feel about your matchup?
I feel pretty good, man. As long as I play my game, man, and implement the run a little bit more, at least give Jacobs and Lee, both of them, about 30 carries together. I think I'll be fine, man. Most of the time I get too pass happy, man, because of the weapon that I have, and I want to get more involved. But I gotta slow that down a little bit and run the ball a little bit.
Well, me personally, I think you're about to play a fast defense, aggressive blitzing defense, and I think you can do some things with Mar for real. So like, I think you can still play your game. Hold on for a second.
Yep.
Hello? Hey, let me call you right back. I'm finishing up this real draft. This real talk. I'll call you right back. Yeah, but Mill send the heat, bro, and he live or die by it. It was times where that shit have come and he'll get to it. Like, I watched him play Circumbob, and he blitzed the shit out of Circumbob, but he lived and died by it because he did it so fucking much. Like, it'd be 3rd and 8 and he'll send it again, and everybody coming, and he'll throw a little quick slant and get the first down on him and shit. So I think he gonna live and die by it. I don't think he's gonna change up that. And if you can stop the run, I think you're in a good situation with him. I don't think he's like completely dominant at passing the ball, but his running game makes him, makes it work for him. He kind of run the ball to pass, and I think if you can shut the running game down, that fast ass running back he got, then I think you straight. But I don't think you need to come outside of what you do, bro. I think you can play your style of football.
Nah, what I need to do is just pretty much, because I have the ability to get up on an opponent, man. But once I get up, I need to start implementing the run more instead of just tossing the ball.
Playoff football, man. Get the lead and motherfucking don't lose it. You know what I mean? It's playoff football right now. I was talking earlier about we did the career stats and all that. We was talking about do you really feel as though Teller is the best corner in the league?
I just think all around, man. Yeah, you're talking about a cornerback that comes up, make plays in the backfield, can cover any position, slot. You know what I mean? One side of the field, lock down the corner.
Right.
Yeah, man, he's definitely one of them, if not the. We got had a lot of young guys coming to the league, man, in the last 3-4 years. And he's one of them. So it's hard to say that he's the best, but he's one of the best.
Right. I mean, we went over career stats on my solo Real Talk. I want to touch on a little bit of stuff because I told, you know, it ain't the same without you on to really have a true conversation on it. It was just me talking to the audience at the time. But we went to career stats, and Lamar Jackson is number 2 in passing in our league right now. He's right behind Jungle. You literally look like 1,000 yards behind him right now. With 36,915, but he threw 274 touchdowns versus 288 interceptions and 58% on his career right now. So I was like, yo, we look at the top 3 quarterbacks in this league, man. I said Blandon, Bam Gorey, and then I was like, you know what, I'll put Jackson there. But my argument was you threw more interceptions than you threw touchdowns. Do you think that affects the fact that I don't got him as number 1 or number 2? Do you think that affects it, or what would be your argument to say why he should be the number 1 quarterback in the league?
It's definitely an argument, man. I don't know how deep y'all actually dove into that situation, man. But if you remember, the first year was Sam, so that was 23 picks.
Right.
Then the second year was the year where, you know, was that the draft year? I didn't make the playoffs that year.
Yeah, I don't think you made the playoffs year 1.
Yeah, I didn't make the playoffs year 1. I don't know. You can put that into whatever you want to put it into. But yeah, man, I think if you were to take out those 2 years, you're talking, well, that's what, 60, 65 picks right there alone.
Right. I can see what you're saying.
Yeah, I had one bad year where I threw 52 picks. I don't even know, but I threw 52 touchdowns. Was that the Super Bowl year? I think that was the Super Bowl year. That's crazy.
But see, that's the thing though. Like Blandon is like Dan Marino right now to me. Like the numbers is there. He breaking all the passing records and all that shit. But he still got that lingering thing over his head. No Super Bowl. I mean, Lamar got a Super Bowl at the end of the day. But if you go look at it, I mean, out of 7 seasons, 2 Pro Bowls. I mean, he been countless AFC Players of the Weeks. He had most valuable player MVP once, Offensive Player of the Year once, and best quarterback once. I thought he had a bigger accolade than that, like a longer list than that. And then if you go to Jungle Blandon's quarterback, see, this is the stuff we didn't get into. I didn't dive deep into this stuff. You get to Jungle's quarterback and you look at his awards and stuff, and it's 7 Pro Bowl appearances. Best quarterback in 2019, best quarterback 2020, best quarterback 2021. So for 3 years straight, he was the AFC's best quarterback, and then he comes back this year again, 2025, best quarterback. But the only thing he don't have is that Super Bowl. So again, would you pit Lamar Jackson over top of Jungle Blandon?
I would too, because let me go back to Lamar and see before I say some false shit. He has all those best quarterbacks, right? But one thing that he does not have is the most valuable player.
Right. He doesn't have a most. You're right, most valuable player. And then when you talk about Lamar, you gotta put in the fact that the running stuff. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I don't know what his career numbers is running the ball, but we looking at. Look at this: 6 touchdowns 1 year, 3 2020, 19 touchdowns in 2021 on the ground, 8, 3, 8, and he got 15 now. So right now he having one of the biggest rushing careers, rushing situations. Almost got 1,000 yards, 731 yards. That would have been hot. You'd have got him 1,000 on the ground and 15 touchdowns. So you gotta take that in consideration too, man. I think after looking at the whole picture of it, yeah, Lamar Jackson probably is the best quarterback in the league. I think what killed Falky was he played with 2 quarterbacks, but like the shit I was looking earlier, for Cub to still be up there and like the top 10 and everything, that's impressive considering he hasn't played for 4 seasons.
Yeah.
Now I didn't talk about Patrick Mahomes because that was mostly computer stats and all that. Drew Lock, most of his shit came from Knox. And then the rest of it is computer stats. But then my next guy was Bam Gorey, man, 28,000. And remember, he took a whole season off this year because he didn't play him. But 28,000, 213 touchdowns, 119 INTs. But he's been 70% on his whole career. That's big, bro. You can't pit him at 1 because again he doesn't have a Super Bowl. Mike Cub got 2 Super Bowls. Drew Lock got a Super Bowl. Then you got Kevin Harvey and Sean Oates up there, Justin Fields. But if you was to go top 3 quarterbacks, would you agree with Lamar Jackson, Jungle Blandon, and then Bam Gorey?
Honestly, man, if you look at it, other than numbers, like passing yards, Bam and Fields' numbers are pretty much identical. If you're not looking at passing yards, I mean, yeah, he probably had like 5,000 more passing yards than you, but if you look at the touchdowns, you got 209, you got 213.
Right.
And Bam, he's been playing longer than Fields.
They got 2 seasons longer.
And Fields had a Super Bowl.
Right. So you would put Fields before him?
Yeah, you would have to.
All right, let's look at Fields' accolades.
This is his second season, man. This is his second team.
So look, he's been in the Pro Bowl 4 years. So he's made the Pro Bowl 4 out of his. Let me see. He came in the season year 3.
This is his whole. He made the Pro Bowls his whole career.
His whole career.
4 years of experience.
Yep, 4 years of experience. You're 100% right. So 4-year Pro Bowls. He has most valuable player. He has an offensive player of the year. He has best quarterback 2024. All of that in 2024 and the Super Bowl. Yeah, I can say that. I like that. So what we would do? So does that Super Bowl? That Super Bowl still won't trump Jungle Blandon, right? That would put Fields at 3.
Yeah, they'll put him at 3.
All right, so we got Lamar Jackson 1 with a Super Bowl and an MVP. Jungle Blandon at 2 with Dan Marino numbers. And then Justin Fields at 3 with a Super Bowl and shorter career. I can ride with that. I can ride with that. And when we start talking about the rushing, you got Saquon Barkley with 13,115, 7.4 and 141 touchdowns. 1,772 attempts though. All right. Like he got the most career yards, and remember he came in as a rookie, so I mean we simmed the first year. Let's see what he did in that first year when he got simmed. So he was 1,000-yard back that first year, 214 carries. He had a 2,000-yard season, and then he had let me see, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he had, out of all his years, he only had 2 seasons under 1,500 yards. But he's always had double-digit touchdowns, except for year 1, the year we simmed. 20, 20, 23, 17, 19, 15, and 19. And he probably had carried the ball less than any of the guys that I would put top 3. Would that be your argument for him being number 1?
That's not my argument. I just know that Saquon wasn't a focal point in the offense. He was in one of those, I think one of the Super Bowls, if I'm not mistaken. But just during the season, he wasn't a focal point,
Right. So with Armstead being the complete offense of the Bears with 2,086 carries for 12,985, average 6.2 yards a carry, and he has 154 touchdowns, and he's 3rd career touchdowns amongst the entire NFL. Will he be number 1 for you?
Nah, because even though he got all those carries, he still don't have the most production. When I look at 180 touchdowns, that has to be my number one. You know, you're talking about 20, 26 touchdowns from the next person. You know.
Right.
So that's Israel. Israel got to be number one.
And then if you look at accolades, I'm going to look at Israel's accolades. Awards, 7 Pro Bowl appearances, so he's made the Pro Bowl every time he played the season. NFC Offensive Player of the Week, we ain't talking about that. League rushing leader 2 times. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year, and Best Running Back of 2022 with the Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah.
So I could see that.
Armstead could flip-flop easily, man, if you look at Armstead accolades. But, you know what I mean, I don't think that Super Bowl basically trumps it, man, because you got Armstead with 6 Pro Bowls, 2 leader rushes, most valuable players 2020, Offensive Player of the Year 2020, Best Running Back 2020, 2021 Offensive Player of the Year, 2021 Best Running Back, 2024 Best Running Back, 2005 Most Valuable Player, 2005 Offensive Player of the Year, 2005 Best Running Back. So if you look at that,
I mean, this guy got two league MVPs, man. All right.
Yeah. So, but I don't know, man. It's all about the championships, though, man. That's how you get measured. You know.
So all right. So if Armstead was to win the Super Bowl, he would trump that number 1 easy.
Yeah.
All right. So does that put him at number 2, considering Saquon got 2 Super Bowls? Because if we're gonna talk about championships, Saquon got 2, and I think he was the MVP of one of those Super Bowls, the first one.
Yeah, he was, but he's not the focal point of the offense.
Okay.
He fought like to throw the ball, so I feel like it was easy for Saquon to get those yards with less carries because people fought for the pass.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. So you will go Israel, Armstead, then Barkley?
Yeah.
All right, I like that. Now, the receiver to me was hard because it's always a turnover with receivers. There's always new receivers doing shit. But Mike Evans is number 1 in career catches in the league and career yards receiving, also career touchdowns. But a lot of that, if you look at it, you will have to separate the years that he didn't play. So he's been in the league since 2014. So if you take away 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18, and 19, and just go from 20 to, you start with 19. 19 too, we'll count that. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Is he the best receiver in the league?
I have to get the calculator, man. I don't know. It's definitely tough if you take away those. And even if you give him 19, because that was the senior year, I think, right?
Yeah.
19 was the senior year, and that's the year that he actually caught most of his touchdowns. Caught 17 touchdowns. So
Yeah.
That's hard, man. 14, let's go 15, 30, 60, 90. Let's go 10,000. I rounded all the numbers, so that's like 10,000 yards. Just off from 18, from 20 to now, that's 10,000 yards.
Right. I can see that. Yep. And then touchdown wise from 20, you're looking at 14, 15.
So that's 30. Let's go 30.
12.
That's 60 to add a 20, add 25. So they're like, what, 85?
Right.
So that's pretty much like 85 touchdowns. Now if you go, let's see.
I mean, the only other consistent receiver up here that I see would be, that's not a regular Madden player, Metcalf, with 9,284 yards, 65, but then you still got a lot of computer games that was played with him. So it's kind of hard to put somebody there, computer games. But let's just go to the guys that I know of, like that I would think that would be there. Let's go to the guy that we always got in that conversation. Let's look at T Black. All right, so this is T Black, and T Black didn't come. He came out year 2, right?
Yeah. No, it's about not the 7 year.
Nah, he ain't playing 19. He was in the 20 drafts.
Let's see. Yeah, we only got 5 years of experience.
Yeah, so he came out, and I'm ready to look at it right now. I'll tell you right now.
20. Yeah, he came out.
Yep.
20.
So he came out at 20. So his rookie year was 20, and he almost had 2,000 yards, 17 touchdowns. Then he came back and did something nobody ever will ever be able to do, which is 3,011 yards, 23 touchdowns. Man, I don't know, bro. I think you can make that case. You definitely can make that argument. This is production right here. This is production. So again, is Mike Evans with the years that we taken away from him? Is he top 3?
I think you got to give him top 3 just because of the receiver that he is to the Bucks. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's a big part of the offense.
He's the only other really consistent receiver, because you know another person that throw the ball is the Tigers, but I think his X factor is the fact that all his receivers got these type of numbers. Like, look at Isabella, 9,606. This guy got 120 fucking touchdowns, bro.
Yeah.
DJ Chark, 7,719, 83 touchdowns. Who was his other guy? Where he at? Justin Ross, 7,844 with 85 touchdowns. This is nuts, bro.
Yeah. So I look at it as being like a top receiver, as you know, 9 out of 10 where the ball is going to.
Right.
You know what I mean? But still they come down with hell of like spectacular catches. Mike Evans is definitely, you know you're going to Mike Evans as number 1. You know I'm going to T Black. And I honestly think Falk going to Isabella for a go-to.
Right.
With Jungle, you know what I mean? He definitely spread the ball around.
See, Jungle. I think what kills Jungle is that, I mean, you got to give. I mean, T Higgins got 8,646 yards, 78 touchdowns. Hardman 8,526 and 42 touchdowns. Shit, is tight end doing shit. Jungle spread the ball so much, and he's always playing with a new receiver, and makes that new receiver the focal point of his offense every year. I think that kills him. But if he did make one of his receivers, I'll say let's go with T Higgins. T Higgins' numbers will probably be way up there if this was his guy every year in and year out. But he like Falk a little bit. He don't really have a number 1 receiver. You know what I'm saying? Like, he has the guy that has the most production, but he doesn't have a number 1 receiver. But Isabella sitting with 120 touchdowns, bro. So, like, I say T Black, Isabella, then Mike Evans. Or would you say T Black, Mike Evans, then Isabella?
You can't argue with either one of them, man. It's
right.
Just, when Falk got Justin Ross, he was looking at Justin Ross to be that number 1 go-to guy to take pressure off of Isabella.
But it never happened, though. It never happened. Justin Ross put up numbers, and DJ Chark was always solid, but you didn't fear those guys. Like Justin Ross, Falk moved up to get Justin Ross, and I think he moved up to like the number 1 and number 2 pick in that draft to be able to get him and to make him. Remember, Isabella's a little guy, so for him to get him, that was the 6'4" receiver with blazing speed. It was probably the best receiver in that draft class. To get him to come in to be the number 1, it never panned out to that. That doesn't mean the stats and the numbers wasn't up there and high and really good, and he ain't have a stellar career. But Isabella never lost that starting role, that number 1 role.
Nah, he didn't, man. The only time he did lose was when he got hurt.
When he got hurt, yep. It's the only time he lost it. Who else fling the ball around? And we can go look at receivers.
I got a question for you.
Okay.
You thinking about that, man? Your guy Tim Israel, with his numbers, even though he has decent numbers for you, do you think that he was a bust?
Do I think he was a bust?
Yeah.
Nah.
Did he live up to the standards that you thought he was gonna live up to?
Well, to say that, because remember, he wasn't my number 1 receiver. Remember when Rashad Bake was my number 1 receiver. He was more of a slot guy for me the whole time. But my slot guys usually are my number 1 receivers. So with that being said, I think if you go look what he did over a career, man. Yeah, bro. Like, you got seasons where he got 3 touchdowns. Then he got 2 seasons where he don't even got 1,000 yards. Even, yeah.
He didn't put up bad numbers. You know
Nah,
what I mean?
he didn't put up bad numbers at all, because if you look at the totality of it, 7,639 yards, and you're not the number 1 receiver over there, 53 touchdowns, that's big. Even right now, he ain't the number 1 receiver, because Darren Jones came over and took that role. I don't think he was a bust. I think he could have been better than what he was, because he's been one of the most the consistent receivers that's been on my roster since day one. So yeah, as a day 1 receiver.
Yeah, that's why I said it, because I know you traded away a few of your receivers, but he's still there. So
yeah, he's the only one that's still there. Everybody else was traded away that came out in that first class. He's the one still there. I would say not a bust, but he didn't enter that superstar realm where we could be talking about Hall of Fame numbers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not a bust, but on the cuffs of being like you was solid and your career was pretty good, but we thought you should have been better than what you was. So I'm not gonna say a bust, but I'm not gonna pity him. I thought he could have been better. He could have been way better, and he wasn't. He played with 2 different quarterbacks. He was the only consistent one from year 1 till now. So, yeah. I mean, but at one point we were struggling to the point where we couldn't find out that identity. We had no idea who was our guy until we made that trade for 6'8", and then got Brew McCoy in the building. So, yeah. So I don't know, but if you look at, my bad, I didn't mean to come out of that. I want to look at other receivers. Who else had? What about Knox? See, Knox's problem is his turnover was big too. He don't have the same guys. Let's look at the Bears outside of running the ball. Let's look at his receiver numbers right now. Would you say this is what killed him for being a deep playoff run? Because his receiver numbers is 1 year. Niggas got this, the numbers he got on a career, niggas got this shit in 1 season.
Yeah, he definitely needs somebody in his receiving corps to have at least close to 10,000 yards.
I mean, he's nowhere near that shit, bro. Nowhere near. Does that hurt him?
Yeah, man, because like we said earlier, man, well, another real talk. Once you get down to those six teams in the playoffs, man, you know, the talent level, you know, the rises. So those are some guys that possibly knows how to stop that run game. So he has to throw the ball, and if he doesn't throw the ball all season, you know, you can't just magically make it to the playoffs and decide that you want to throw the ball effectively. So,
right.
That definitely hurt.
Here go a guy right here, Martin Johnson for the. Now you know what? This kills him because he kind of quit, so he wasn't really playing a lot. But this guy was a good number 1 receiver, and he with 8,343 yards, 51 touchdowns. But a lot of that's computer love. And then the same thing with DK Metcalf. But you know, Black was shitting with him with 9,284 yards, 65 touchdowns. But again, I think he missed so many games over there. It's crazy. And like Mill too, with Judy, 441 catches, 8,641 yards, 69 touchdowns. But again, you know, took a whole cup season and a half off. And then Knox, man, Knox, what kills Knox is he just didn't have a steady roster. They always turned over. He always had different guys coming in. What about Monarchs? Nah, he the same way. He been his receiving core. I mean, Jason Mager. I think if we had 5 more seasons, this receiver will step his name up into it. But 42 touchdowns in the short career he had ain't bad either, though.
Yeah, no, that's pretty good, man.
That's actually really good. What, he had 3 seasons? Let's see. He came in. Yep, he came in. He got 4 seasons. This is his 4th season. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, 4 seasons. They ain't bad. They ain't bad numbers there.
Down year though.
Yeah, he having a down year this year. You know why? He got those other rookies involved, and he got heavy on the run game. What about Hoodie? I mean, this tight end is like probably the best tight end in the league with these numbers. Albert Newkirk, he's been a one steady guy. They've been there since year one. 51 touchdowns, 5,895 yards. Would you call that a bust?
Who?
Hoodie's receiver, Albert Newkirk. Yeah, he been there since day one.
Yeah, the only reason why I would call it a bust is because I was actually about to draft this guy right before Hood.
He was the fastest guy in the fastest guy in the draft.
Exactly. And I was about to draft him, but Hood picked him up, man, and I don't know. I just feel like I would have did some different things with him. And to have your tight end pretty much neck and neck with you, like just in 4 years.
Yeah, right.
Had 6 years, tight end got 4 years. It just goes to show you that he checked down Charlie, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I mean the tight end was a playmaker guy though. Like he throw the ball all over the field to him. That's crazy because if you really go throughout the league, man, nobody got no numbers like the numbers is really low. Like these guys outside of, I mean, Falk's entire receiving core got more better numbers than damn near half the league. Yeah, so that's that with the receivers, and man. Then you come to defense. Let's go to the guys that got to the quarterback the most in the NFL.
Chris Orlando's number one to me.
Oh yeah. Ain't no, and then remember the year he had third. Remember the Chargers guy had led the whole entire shit with the most sacks in a season. And Chris Orlando had 30, and remember he got hurt for 7 games, and he had 30 with 7 games left, and got hurt until playoffs. Down at Hunter right here at 128, but that's impressive, bro. 134. What's that on the average?
Yeah, shit. How many? C6.
This guy averaging 20 plus sacks. Oh my God. And he hurt right now, and his production only down right now because he got hurt in our games way back. So he's been out, and he's about to come back for the playoffs, but he's been hurt. That's the only real production he had. His lowest production game was 13 and a half sacks. Everything's been 20, 21, 30, 18. Yeah. Is this the best defensive end in the league?
Yeah, man. One defense, best D lineman, 21, 23, and 19. And then defensive player of the year, you know what I mean, 2021.
Man, with 5 Pro Bowl appearances.
Yeah,
That's fucking nuts. That's big time playing right there. Who else got to the quarterback a lot? Jungle's guy, that 110. Yeah, even though he had some games before, years before, but what we saw, like this guy always was in the top for defensive lineman in the AFC every year.
Yeah.
I mean, Montez Sweat, super impressive, 104 tackles right now. Shit, quiet as kept. Onk with TJ Watt with 100 sacks already. Chase Young, D-Ron Adams, they some good guys up there. That's big. Damn, they were that close to having 100 sacks, man. I think you get to that 100 sack mark, man. You a dog. You are RDL Hall of Fame ready. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then again, we talked about the interceptions and stuff. So all right. So let's just get this straight. For some reason, they won't show Hoodie's guy. For some reason, I don't know why they won't show it, but they won't show Hoodie's guy having all them damn picks until you go to NFC West. So Brent English has 73 interceptions in his career, 20 and a half sacks in his career, bro. So he led the entire real draft with interceptions, right? And then we go back to NFL. The next guy was the Buck safety, Darnell Savage, with 68. I was talking about corners when I was saying the best corners. My argument was you got Steve Israel with 62, Jamil Dean with 60, Lamar Sturderman 57, C.J. Henderson 55, and then the next corner is Ramsey, and then your guy Levante Teller. So I would say that I would think that you would bump Teller over Ramsey because Ramsey had those seasons before. But a sleeper, he moved him from corner to safety, is Savion Smith Got some good guys on her. Jeff Moore was solid the entire time for the Bears. 44. He made a couple Pro Bowls. But let's put your argument on who's the top 5 corners in the league all time.
Let's see. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. See what we can do. All right. So all time. So corners, not safety, or just DBs?
Just corners. Just corners. We're gonna go back to the safeties after we do corners.
Let's see. Oh man, yeah, that's tough, man.
Is it?
If you're going this corners, man, you gotta go. You gotta go Steve, man. And that's tough. And I'm going by. And again, no. Nah, my bad. You gotta go sturdy.
Gotta go sturdy?
You gotta go sturdy.
Why is that? My nigga's 30? Shit.
And the only reason why I say that is because when you talking about best cornerbacks, man, I think of Deion Sanders. And hey, this dude, he took back 8 touchdowns.
8 of them?
He took back 8 touchdowns.
Getting his Deion on.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And I'm only giving him that just because, you know what I mean? He got 445 tackles too, with 12 sacks.
Oh wow!
So when I talk about all around, you know what I mean? Plus he got a safety. And then it's hard if I'm gonna keep that going. I can't do that. I gotta go Israel. I gotta go Steve Israel.
Steve Israel at 2?
Yeah, I gotta go him at 2, man.
Okay.
Even though he had Ramsey over there.
Shed light on why you got Steve Israel at 2 though.
And I got him at 2, man. He's just that savvy veteran, you know what I mean? I can't put. He's had that time in the league, man, and he was real. Basically, his role was pivotal, man, during those Super Bowl runs.
Was it? Because we would call him. You couldn't even throw to a side. During the first 2 seasons.
Exactly. So that's why I put him at number 2. Off production at the Super Bowl. Some probably put him at number 1, but I put him at 2 because his he has been kind of slacking lately. So
he stepped it up this season though.
Yeah, well, I seen some games where, you know what I mean, he let some shit go, some bullshit go. That should have been picked, man. But I know what happens. But I just see him kind of declining.
So you see it as a decline?
Yeah, a little bit of a decline, not much, man. He's still one of the top cornerbacks in the league. Then the next one, man, it's tough, man. It's real tough. I know, you know, a lot of people got Boone, but man, I gotta go CJ Henderson, dude.
Let's talk about that, because I always say I had the best 2 corners in the league, tandem-wise. Excuse me.
Yeah, so I go Henderson, man, only because he showed those traits that I like, man. All around, he got 400 tackles. Dean has 389, not a big difference. But then you go tackles for loss. He's tackling them in the backfield. He got 30 tackles for loss. Dean got 20. He got 19. Dean has 19 tackles for loss. Dean has no sacks. He has no sacks. All right, Dean has 60 interceptions. He has 55 interceptions. But Dean has an extra year on him.
Okay. Yep.
Then you go to interceptions. Touchdowns. Henderson got he had 8. Dean has 6.
That's impressive. Yo, my starting 2 corners took 8 of them to the crib, bro.
Yeah.
That's impressive. Bro. Them boys, they and now all right. Now you done play Dean, you done play Steve Israel, and you done play both these guys that you're saying that's in the top 3 right now, CJ Henderson and Lamar Sturdivant. Who gave you the most problems at cornerback?
Oh, yeah, Steve. Yeah, no. It was Sturdivant actually. Sturdivant, because I actually threw at Sturdivant, man. That was
you did. You did. Yep. You did throw at him.
He was going to get him.
Damn.
Yeah,
I mean, I like your argument. See, this is the difference between me and you, and me doing it by myself and us doing it together, because you pick the whole you do that real shit that you're supposed to do. I just went off interceptions and was like, Steve, Dean, then Sturdy. But I see what you're saying, man. So you got Lamar Sturdivant, and then you got Steve Israel, then C.J. Henderson as top 3 corners in the league of RDL.
Yeah.
All right, so let's look at the totality of, if we was to go 4th spot, would you put Dean there, or would you put your guy Teller there?
Man, let's see.
The year he had the most interceptions, 12. He had a sack, 6 tackles for loss, 62 tackles on the year. Yeah, I'm talking about. I'm on you right now.
Oh.
But he has 1 career pick 6. But I think, you know what's hard? Because I know what you're talking about. Like, I watched you play damn near 90% of your games, man. I don't think I ever missed a game of yours, really. The stuff that he do on the field that you can't count with numbers is why you always scream the best corner in the league, because he make plays a lot. Like, I mean, 3 forced fumbles, that's big. 2 here. These big numbers, you know what I'm saying? Like, recovery fumbles, all that shit. Like, they only got blocked field goal, too.
Oh, yeah, he got blocked field goals.
2 block kicks. Safeties. 1, you know what I mean? Yeah, so he all over the field. He's definitely in that top 5 category, I would say. But safeties, look, right now you won't see Jamal Adams at safety, because I think he moved him to linebacker now. Let's just see if we can even find Jamal Adams. Here we go. Jamal Adams, 16 sacks, 42 career interceptions, 71 tackles for loss. The majority of this was at safety. Now remember, in like the first 3 seasons, everybody was screaming, you can't throw the ball nowhere. This guy all over the place.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that because let's get to these safeties. I'm not going to count him as a linebacker. We're going to count him as a safety in this situation. Is Darnell Savage the second? You know what? I got to go to Hood's guy first because they won't show him for some reason. All right, so Brent English, 540 tackles, 62 tackles for loss, 20.5 sacks, 73 picks. This nigga got 1,026 interception yards, bro. 23 forced fumbles, 6 fumble recoveries, 1 safety. This guy got 11 defensive touchdowns.
Yeah, that's big.
This is the most dominant defensive player we've ever seen in any of our real drafts.
I don't know. I beg to differ.
Uh-oh. Spider-Man, huh?
Well, you know, we'll
Spider-Man. We'll get to that, though. All right, so is this the scariest defensive back you ever seen?
Yeah, definitely by far. I believe those numbers definitely could be a lot better, man, if somebody else had him on their team. Because with the way he moves, like, man, the dude's fast. He's a big safety. But man, for the way Hood used him, man, those are definitely terrifying numbers.
Hood fucking dominated with this guy, and a lot of it wasn't even. This just being scary is like, yo, you could just let him roam the field by himself. You ain't even gotta click on him. He could do whatever he want himself. You know what I mean? Like he was definitely good shell, built to last. All right, so now that I'm off of that, we get back to the NFL, and we go back to Darnell Savage, sitting with 32 tackles for loss. That's big, 8.5. 68 interceptions, 14 fumble calls, forced fumbles, 8 recovered, no safeties, but 5 return touchdowns. Is this the number 2 guy in the league?
Yeah, give it to him, man. Definitely give it to him.
All right, well, the next safety on here is your guy, Wes. So if you look at Wes, let's look at some stats. Let's look at accolades. I mean, see what he did accolade-wise. So 3 Pro Bowl appearances. What has he done over his career? Let's look at it. 5 forced fumbles, 3 fumble recoveries, 3 touchdowns returned. But there's no other safety. I mean, is Jamal Adams better than him?
No, let me see. It's 49 interceptions. What they get that you sort that shit out better, man. Instead of having defense, they should break this shit down by
They should break it down by position, right? Yeah. And Zedric Woods at safety too with 48 picks. While you looking at Jamal Adams and matching those numbers, I'll go over his. 2 forced fumbles, 5 recoveries, 1 safety, 5 touchdowns took him back. But I ain't gonna lie, a sleeper safety is right here, Anthony Carter.
Yeah, I'm looking at him right now. Yeah, he got 43 tackles for losses,
4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So who would you put your top 3 safeties at? I mean, I know he moved him to the middle linebacker because he's old in his career now, but I like how Jamal Adams was. Up until he moved him to linebacker, he was one of the best safeties in the league. So I would say English, Savage, Jamal Adams.
Yeah, man, you kind of can't argue it, man. Can't argue.
All right, so
especially with you know, the way that my middle linebacker kind of plays deep too. So
now let's talk about linebackers. And when you look at this shit right now, there's only 1 linebacker in the top 10 right now on here. Period. So let's look at Dylan Moses right now, and let's argue. So right now, Brent English. I'm gonna say Dylan Moses. And I'm going to say Chris Orlando right now, to me, are fighting for the best ever defensive players in RDL right now. Overall, the scariest defensive players in the league right now. All right? We saw what Chris Orlando did with his numbers and sacks and shit. We saw what Brent English looked like. Now let's take a look at Dylan Moses. How many years has Dylan Moses been in the league? 6, right?
5 years.
5?
Yeah.
Since 2021?
Yeah, he just got 5 years of experience.
Okay. All right, so let's look at it. Over a career. He came in 2020. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6 years of experience. So he's been in the league for 6 years, so that's 1 less year. That's fine. All right, so that's a good career for our league being 8 years. All right, so let's get back to it. Make your case why he's the #1 scariest defender of all time at RDL.
Well, for one, man, he pretty much does it all, man. If I leave him alone, let the computer use him. You know what I mean? He's pretty much on every tackle. If I use him, I mean, he makes every play. He's a tackling machine, man. I think 1 year he got hurt, so actually I think he got hurt twice. And but also sacks, man. He pretty much does what I want him to do. If I want to get interceptions, he get interceptions. If I want to switch it up and get sacks, he can do that too. If I want to do both, he's done it. He can return the football, and I mean with that speed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean he has touchdowns. I think 4 career touchdowns, 3 career safeties.
16 forced fumbles, 6 recovered. Jesus.
Yeah, so,
3 safeties, 4 touchdowns from middle linebacker. My thing is the numbers just speak for itself. Like for a guy to this is nuts. For a guy to have 552 total tackles, 89 tackles for loss, 75 sacks, 56 interceptions, and that production went down because you moved him from the middle linebacker. 2 years in a row you played rookies there and just moved him on the outside and let him be what. If you keep him there, he fucking around have 100 sacks already, and close to he probably would have had the same amount of INTs as, if not more. I think he could have. You could have got him to 100 interceptions because you took about 3 or 4 seasons off where you wasn't even really using this guy no more.
Yeah. But that's what I was saying, man. If you notice, I use in the middle linebacker. And when I moved to outside, he still was producing in those years.
Right.
When I really wasn't using, you know?
Now I'm looking at linebackers, and Jamal Adams is there now, so we're not going to go there. But here go Devin Bush. This is a good conversation. Now, Devin Bush got 686 tackles. He shattered. He kind of beaten your guy there. 92 tackles for loss, 42.5 sacks, 39 interceptions. What has he done in the fumble game? 17 fumbles, 5 forced fumbles recoveries, and 2 touchdowns, 1 safety. Shit. I mean, Roquan Smith was solid. We're looking at linebackers now. John Farkas. Here's a sleeper linebacker right here, bro. John Farkas is a sleeper linebacker. I like my guy Flo, but he just doesn't have the longevity that everybody else got. Like, so I would say Farkas. Now Roquan Smith, he's been in the league for 7 years, so he had that 1 extra year and then that similar year. But it's, you know, so I like Devin Bush. I like Moses is the number 1 linebacker in the league. Would you say Devin Bush number 2?
Yeah, I probably would, man. What happened to Bishop Gorman? What do you do? What are you doing?
That's where I was going to right now, Bishop Gorman.
You still with the Cardinals?
Yeah, I'm on him right now. So he got 448 tackles, 57 tackles for loss, 10 sacks, 49. I don't know how long he's been in the league. I think he came in the same year Flo came in.
Yeah, 4 seasons.
4 seasons. They got 5 touchdowns. All right. Now while I'm there, I'm going to Flo and see what Flo did. Where he at? Jonathan. Where the fuck is Justin at? There we go. Justin. 335 tackles, 52 tackles for loss, 22.5 sacks, 46 interceptions, 11 fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries, and 4 touchdowns. And how many years has this guy been in the league?
I guess it'd be going on 5, but it's at 4 right now.
All right, let's look at it. 4 years, 3.5 sacks, 4.5 sacks, 6 sacks, 8.5 sacks in 4 years. 11, 16, 15, and only 4 this year. His brother kind of had all the picks this year. I don't think you could put him in the top linebacker situation because he don't have the longevity. Or
How many years?
He only got 4 years. I think you got to put it on a 6-year average. He got 4 years right now.
I think he got the numbers, man.
He do got the numbers though, but so does Bishop Gorman does too.
Shit, no. He only got 10 sacks. Your guy got 22.
Yeah.
Nope. So it's not really that many people that use the linebacker and actually know how to use the linebacker.
Right.
So you got people playing on the safeties a lot. So I think that's the reason why a lot of people middle linebackers numbers aren't as good as they should be.
So I like Devin Bush number 2. We still haven't found a number 3 yet.
Let me see. I guess you can go Farkas, man.
John Farkas.
Yeah, you can go. So you got the sacks and the interceptions. 49 sacks, 37 interceptions.
Yep, John Farkas. He got the tackles for loss, sacks, 37 interceptions. Yeah. So I will go. Number three out there. Now, what about Chase Young? I want to talk about Chase Young. $99 sacks, 87 tackles for loss. Bro, he got just as many tackles for loss as sacks, and you don't even count sacks as tackles for losses. 12 INTs, and he's played 3 seasons at defense end. 12 forced fumbles, 5 fumble recoveries, 1 safety, 1 touchdown as a. I like him as a whole, but I love Deron Adams too. What he did for the Seahawks. These numbers you just can't ignore these numbers. 98 sacks.
Well, that's 19 sacks over, man. But shit, you make an argument, man. Josh Allen better.
Better than D-Ron?
Chase.
Chase? Oh yeah, I ain't even. But see, that's crazy because I wasn't even looking at that. Josh Allen, yeah, where he at? 92 tackles for loss, 80 sacks, 12 INTs. Yeah, I mean,
keep going to the end.
We got a lot. It's a lot of tandems here. 14 fucking forced fumbles, 4.5. Oh my god.
It seemed like he's more of a playmaker, man. You talk about 7 safeties.
7 safeties, 3 touchdowns. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Impact the game.
Impact the game. Yep. Yeah, Josh Allen, damn, yo, Alleyway Allen and the Predator. So you seeing a theme here, man. You got 2 tandems everywhere when it comes out of the Packers, man. But I will say this though, defensively, when you play a person in this league overall, and you have to, and you know you up for a fight, and you know the nigga defense is coming to play, with team. Out of all the players you played in this league, that you know when I play this guy, I gotta worry about this fucking defense.
Yeah, that's tough. Let's see. Man, really nobody, man, other than me playing you. Like, after me just playing you. But other than that, man, nobody else, man, nobody else. Nobody defense scares me, but your defense definitely hell, man, with all the pass rushers.
Yeah, you know who defense give me a fucking problem that's annoying? Falky's defense. It's annoying because if it clicks, then it's hard to beat him because he can stop the run, play, and get to the quarterback. So, Falk defense. Now offenses that's annoying to me the most, I would say the Bucks right now because I play him the most in the playoffs and stuff like that. His offense is annoying as fuck. Hoodie offense is a pain in the ass. I'm annoyed by it for different reasons. And then the Bears offense, like, yo, bro, playing him, bro, it's like, bro, I know exactly what you want to do. It comes down to hit and miss. Just think about it. The first game we played this year, he ran inside zone. Every time it got picked up. So no matter if it was an 8, 9, 10 yard run, long run, or it was 3 or 4 yards, it never got stopped to the point where he was uncomfortable running it. Then we come back the second game around and he runs exactly the same shit. And we stopped it this time. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when I play him, it's always that way. It's always a hit and miss. It's like if they show up to play, then I'm fine and I'm not worried about his offense. But when they start blocking everybody and he could turn the corner on me on the runs. Like this game, the last game we just played, I wasn't uncomfortable at all playing it because he couldn't really get out the backfield on the inside zone. Like the first game, out of them 32 carries, bro, like 20 of them was inside zones, and they all were first down chain movers every time he ran it. This time, I took it away. Not took it away. We ran the same shit. It's just that we were getting off the blocks this time, so we was able to make plays and stop it from being like what it was. But playing him is hard because even up 14, I went up 17 in that game, and he only had about 3 minutes left on the clock, and he down 17, and I'm on headset with Falk, and I go, yo. Falk, like, what's the score? I'm up 17. Like, yeah, you straight, bro. Good shit. Good win. You won a division. I was like, nah, not yet. I don't know if I won a division yet. I didn't feel like I was going to lose the game, but I also said this to Falk. I said, yo, you know what's crazy? He going to go right down the field on me, and he going to do it running the ball. Knowing damn well I'm supposed to motherfucking be able to try to stop the pass right now because you down 17 with not a lot of time. So you can still run the ball with 3 minutes, 4 minutes on the clock. You can still run the ball. He put a 13-play drive together and took down there 2.5 minutes off the clock just to get to the red zone and kick a field goal. All runs.
Shit.
And I say that I'm not playing him out. I'm saying that's what make him dangerous, because in those moments where you feel like you gotta better have to stop the pass now, and I can let my pass rushers go crazy on him, I can't do that with him. I gotta still sit there and play for the run. That means his passing game opens up because I gotta worry about the run. Like, he literally ran the ball like 10 straight times on that last drive. Out of 13 plays, he ran it 10 straight times and threw 2 passes in on that 13 play drive and got in there. I think he scored or he kicked the field goal. I'm not high, but that's why when I was like, yo, the guys that I play, this is why I call them the most scariest offense or defense and all that. Like, that offense is annoying because of that, bro. Like, you know how hard that is to stop. Now, other people playing and don't have that problem. Like, they don't even give it. Like, nah, that's why when I said that, people probably was like, fuck out of here, the Bears. Yeah, right. Like, fuck out of here. His offense ain't. But it is to me, because what you say when you said you play me, the pass rush, right? All them pass rushers. So my defense is great for that. And that's where people get in trouble at. And you're not going to be able to run a ball completely crazy on me. But if you're a consistent runner like him, it's a hit and miss. Because he'll come out of each game with 100 yards. But the difference between his 100 yards killing me and his 100 yards not killing me is if that 100 yards come with 4 rushing touchdowns or 3 rushing touchdowns. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right.
Is that the same way when you play jungle? You feel the same way?
Nah, man, I have no problem with his defense, man. Well, the problem that I have with jungle, man, is for some reason, man, with jungle, that's when all the fuck shit happen. The shit that don't normally happen, it happen. Like, motherfucker drop balls or throw a ball and that shit hit the ground when a nigga wide open or some shit. Or my nigga don't even put his hands up and then that shit sell out of bounds. Like, that's the type of shit that happen with jungle. Jungle defense really not that tough, man.
Who's the number 1 player in RDL? Number 1 coach in RDL. Let's go, top 10. And we'll close it with that.
Top 10 shit, that's a lot. Shit, hold on. Shit. I'm about to go down the list. No order. Because I gotta go down the list. I guess we could line them up after we get down.
Alright.
So see, you got jungle. You got Bucks. You got me. You got Falk. You got
That's
Knox.
5. That's 6.
You got Bigger Belly.
That's 7.
You got Hood.
8.
You got Jimbo.
9.
Maybe Jimbo. You got Q.
10. Alright. I'm going to say you got Falk, me, Knox, you, Jungle, Bigavelli, Bucks. I'm at 7. McCoy, Jimbo, and I'm missing somebody. Let me look down the list.
That's 9 right there.
I know. I'm missing 1 person.
So you had it's either Hood or Q.
Oh, Hood. I forgot about Hood.
So I left McCoy out because I got him at 11, and I put Q because just if you think about just the mindset, like he's a better coach. Shit might not be dialed up the way you want to dial up, but sometimes it's due to the game. But you know, McCoy just basically does what works for him, the blitz shit. You know, the shit that I don't know. That's just me, man.
Nah, I agree with you. I understand what you're saying. And like a lot of people will be like, "You crazy for putting Onk up there? This guy don't never make the playoffs and all that." See, Onk attitude is the reason why I don't got him in there. Onk don't give a fuck. And I would love for him to change his ways, but I understand when you're dealing with a grown man, he ain't changing his ways. Onk hold back a lot, bro. Like, and I mean, we can't give him the excuse, but because he hold back so much, I can't put him in the top 10 because he hold back so much. But if he played and do what he do and know what he know, the shit he teach us and all that shit, bro, if he just did that shit, like, I would put him up there with the best. But if I was to go in any order with us, It would be hard. It would be hard to really put an order out there because you know what? When you got your top 10, man, anybody can beat anybody at any given moment. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard. I like Falk Jungle at 1 and 2. Me and you at 3 and 4. Bigavelli and Knox at 5 and 6. Or 5 itself, you know what I mean, or even 4. Like those guys, like those guys, like 1 through 5. I think you could go. Falk. I would put Falk at 1. I would put.
Yeah.
I would put.
You gotta put him there just because of the Super Bowls.
Yeah, you put Falk at 1, and then you go. Because it's hit or misses everywhere. You go Jungle's always the most successful. He win most of his games more than anybody. Yeah. But then again he get in the playoffs and lose more games than anybody. So then you got Knox who's coming in first time really playing a full league with us. I think he catapulted his way up into that top 10. And we've yet to see Knox best yet. Like you know what I mean? The more.
I don't think Jungle could be in the top 5, or he got to be in the ladder of the top 5 because of that reason. You know,
because he can't win in the playoffs.
Exactly.
But yeah, so yeah, so then you go. So then if that's the case, then you go 1. Me, 1 Falk.
Put him in front of me. Put him in front of me because I didn't get a chance. I think I beat Jungle in the playoffs before, but I didn't beat him to go to the Super Bowl.
I mean, but then you argue, like, if you talk about Super Bowls right now, like, cause let's just think about Hood been to 2 Super Bowls but didn't win one yet. Knox won 1, Jimbo won 1. Would you pick just because you won 1, I won 1, Falk won 2? Are we rightfully pitting these Super Bowl winners as the top 5, or are we talking about total overall players? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, in any conversation, man, you got to put championships in the conversation.
Right.
So if you're doing it like that, because no matter who was in the playoffs or who was absent from the playoffs,
a Super Bowl is a Super Bowl, period.
Exactly. It's still tough to get there and tough to win, because I know everybody thought I was going to lose against Hood, you know, and probably people thought I was going to lose against Bigavelli too, and Knox. So
yeah, when you went on that run, I didn't think you was losing that Super Bowl.
Yeah. So, yeah. With that being said, man. Yeah, you gotta. If you got a Super Bowl, you gotta put them above. So I see Jungle at like at least 5, just because you can't win the game, big game.
So then, how you classify? So you got Falk at number 1. Who would you put at 2 then?
I put you at 2. I think, if I'm not mistaken, you went through a tough little road to win your Super Bowl. Matter of fact. Oh no, I don't see the Chargers in top 5, man. Me personally, and I know he won a Super Bowl. I probably put him after Jungle. Like
I got him with his Super Bowl, him being in 2 Super Bowls. I got him. Like you gotta look at the breakdown of it. The Chargers is over there playing against nobody in his division, so it's not. It's just an easy run every year to the playoffs, especially if you get in the first round bye every fucking year. It's easy. You only gotta win 2 games. So I agree with it. Now, not taking away from his greatness and what he's done, but I don't got him in my top 5 either. I mean my top 5 would be and then quiet as kept, man. Bigavelli's been playing really good, and he's turned this shit around in 1 season. Like, you figure 1 Madden this to now is a big difference with Bigavelli. I wouldn't have had him in my top 5. I didn't even have him almost probably not even in the top 10 up until this 19. Now I look at him a little different. I think I like his growth. I think he's became a dominant player, somebody that we need to respect. But I don't have him in the top 5 either. I really got me. I got Falk 1, me 2. I got Jungle 3. I got you 4. I got
see, I flip flop. I got Falk, you, me, Knox, then Jungle at 5.
All right. I was going to pick Knox at 5 only because his longevity with us is new. Like it's almost the same argument for Bigavelli. So I got all right. So I got me, Falk first, me second. I got Jungle third. And actually you're right. With the Super Bowl, I will put you in front of Jungle. 3. I got Jungle at 4, Knox at 5, Jimbo 6, and then Bigavelli 7. Now from 8 to 10, those next 3 teams would be. That's hard for me. I would go Hoodie. But am I comfortable with saying Jimbo better than Hoodie though?
Do you think if Jimbo beat Hood in the Super Bowl that I'll beat Hood? Do you think Jimbo beat Hood?
I think Hood beat Jimbo in the Super Bowl. I think if they played 10 times, Hood win. I think Hood will win 6 out of 4 games if they played.
Gotta put Hood over Jimbo then.
All right, so let's not slip. So let me go back and go Falk 1, me 2, you 3, Jungle 4. Knox 5,
Bigavelli 6,
Hood 6, Bigavelli 7, Jimbo 8.
Shit, Bucks.
Fuck, bro. Shit.
Bucks 9. That ain't
Shit.
bad because
Then Bucks gotta be what, 8, 9?
9. Then McCoy 10.
Yeah.
And another man, like I'm gonna do top 5 because I like your back part of 6 through 10. And another reason why I put Jungle at 5 is because me personally, I don't think there's no way Jungle Knox should have won Super Bowl before Jungle. You know.
No way. I agree with that.
15-1, 15-1, 14-2, and then even this year, who beat him? Who beat Jungle? Jay Flame. He was the only person that beat him. He stopped Jungle from having the perfect season, pretty much. He lost to Jay Flame, the dude that I just beat 62-2.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's why I can't put him above Knox. You know what I mean? Because those games that he should win, he don't win. Like he'll beat me, he'll get up and play me, or you or somebody else. But the games he's supposed to win, he don't win those games.
My thing is, at 1, Falk's there. At 2, I'll put myself there. 3, I could put you. But even at 3, you could shuffle it around. At 2, you could shuffle it around. You know what I mean? But if we just gonna stay with his top 5, it'd be Falky, me, you, Knox at 4. I can't put Knox in front of Jungle. I know Knox won a Super Bowl, but I can't put him in front of Jungle because. All right. Everybody. Yeah. He beat everybody to go to. I mean, at the end of the day, the Chargers had the biggest run ever to win the Super Bowl. That was one of the nastiest runs we saw. But here's my thing. Somebody new always win a Super Bowl amongst us all the time. So I'm not, huh?
But it ain't Jungle.
Nah, what I'm saying is every time we do real draft, bro, it's usually the first year, but somebody brand new that really we don't know too much about and all that shit come right in and win a Super Bowl, and then after that they don't never win one again. I mean, Knox kind of fall in that category to me. Like you came in new, you had a spark, you won that shit, and then you ain't been back to it again. You know what I'm saying? You still, but the difference is he stuck around. Most of those new guys that come in and win one, the moment they lose, they not around no more. You know how that go. Knox stuck around. Knox is part of us now. So I like Knox in that top 5. I like him in that top 5 because of the Super Bowl and because he stayed around and he constantly got to the playoffs year in and year out. But am I comfortable with putting him in front of Jungle? Hell no, not right this second. I'm not. So I got him at 4 or 5. So I will go. No, I got him at 5. I will go Falk, me, you, Jungle, Knox as my 5. Then I'm going to go Hood, Bigavelli, Bucks, no, Jimbo, Bucks, McCoy.
Yeah, that's my bad list.
Top 10.
No, the funny shit though, out of those 10, everybody else after that is ass. Like, well, you got Nano, Circle Bot, the Cowboys, Jersey, Q, Mill. Everybody else ass though. J Flame. So 15 nice shoes after that.
How deep do we go with good players though? Are you saying we only about 15 deep?
Man, honestly, man, I guess this guy could be a player if he actually play. Yeah, man, because after those 10 you just named, I see Nano, Circle Bot, Cowboys, Jersey, Q, Mill. That's 6. Then J Flame, that's 7.
I mean, how many ass niggas in the league?
Man, it's hard to tell because, you know, we got new people in here.
Right.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
But of our core, our top 15 can go anywhere and beat anybody else's top 15.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, out of our top 10, how many of those, out of those top 10 guys, how many of them that you can absolutely count in as could win a Super Bowl?
Man, honestly, man, all of them, man.
I really want to watch this Bucks Bears game, but I think McCoy win that game. Does that catapult him? Does that put him in another bracket up in there to talk amongst us?
Nah, man, he got to go to a conference championship.
He got to win like how many guys get in the playoffs, and like how many of these guys? In our top 10, everybody's won playoff games except him.
Yeah, he got to at least get to he got to at least win or get to a conference championship and not get blown out. If you lose, it has to be a close game, but he has to win it.
Would you put him amongst if we had our sweaty palm category, the guys that drop the ball in the playoffs every year, no matter what they do? Would you say the Bucks are sweaty palms?
Yeah, he definitely sweaty palm.
Would you say Hood sweaty palms?
Oh, definitely. He the remix.
Jungle.
Oh, man, he the originator of that shit. Yeah.
McCoy.
I ain't gonna say sweaty palms. I just think that his fucking style of play don't work for the playoffs.
Bigger Belly.
Think that it would. Yeah, that's Sweaty Palm Jr. right there. I definitely thought Big Belly would have had one, or Jungle would have had one. Or at least he made it to Super Bowl, didn't he?
Bro, the way Jungle played in 19, I thought he would have at least 5 Super Bowls this year. I thought this was going to be the year he could really look at us and be like, shut the fuck up, I'm better than all y'all niggas. Like, it's mind-boggling how he can't win a fucking Super Bowl, bro. Like, I don't understand it. He has all the ingredients to do it. And I'm telling you now, the '1 stat you're going to look at, and this is why I think this is his year to go to it. If you go look at the yearly awards right now, and just look in the AFC, what happened. His running back is #1. I think he's going to run the ball when he in this playoff run. I think he's going to run the ball a lot.
You don't have to, man, if you want to win. He realizes that he has to do that, man, to win.
He lose this playoff. If he lose in this playoff, that'd be the all-time flop team ever, bro. Like, seriously, bro. Like, he gotta win, bro. He gotta get to the AFC Championship and go to the Super Bowl. If he go to the Super Bowl and lose, is it win or flop? Period. Win it all, or you just flopped again, or he can get to the Super Bowl and we can give him a break.
No, you gotta win it. He has to win it. He gotta win. He ain't got no choice.
It's more pressure on him than anybody.
Oh yeah.
I would think McCoy got some pressure too, man. Not ever winning a playoff game ever amongst us. Actually, yes, he did. He beat Falk year 1 real draft too, but it's impressive. He been to 5 straight playoffs after not making the playoffs at all. He been to 5 straight. So
McCoy got the least amount of pressure on him, man, only because you don't expect him to win.
Yeah,
You don't
and
expect him to win, you know
but
what I mean?
that's how the Chargers was that run, bro. Nobody was expecting that.
Exactly. So if you're not expecting to win, like, man, you got a chip on your shoulder, plus you flying under the radar, you know what I mean? And you feel like you got something to prove, you know?
But see, Knox, the year Knox won it, you know what? Knox came in with the hype already, though. Like, so we kind of knew Knox already, and he's played in Super Bowls, and you know, Falk vouched for him on how good he really was in the leagues they played in. But what I come to find out is most leagues don't have what we have in our league, bro. Like, I'm just sorry. I go to all these other leagues, and they just not on the same level as what we go through in our league. A lot of that is the competition, but a lot of it is the play. Like most people I play, bro, and you go in other leagues and shit, down the way they run plays and shit is nothing like ours. A lot of our league is massed the same, where you see a lot of players running the same shit. We all run the same shit, but like, let me know when you're ready. I'm up. I'm home, fam. Oh no, that was old. Shout out Dirty Rat. Your scheme lives on. Good game. Who won that game?
What game?
Bigavelli and Knox.
Oh, Bigavelli won.
Oh, he threw a shot at him too. He ran that mid blitz on his ass.
Knox threw a shot at Bigavelli?
No, Bigavelli threw a shot at Knox. So Bigavelli moves on to the divisional round. First divisional round mover, huh?
Yeah.
Good shit, Bigavelli. Let's see, can Sean Oates take you to a Super Bowl? Let's see what happened over there, man. 26-20, man. Good game. They always play a tight one, though. Hard playing somebody 3 straight times, bro. Shit hard. Alright, so that's our real talk, man. That's a late night. Me and Boone doing our cat, man. Our next real talk, we'll be talking about the rest of the playoffs, and then we're going to talk about the ending of RDL3, man. I think this was one of the most, it was the best RDL we ever had, bro.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Shit was nuts.
Yeah.
Well, good luck to you tomorrow, man. Good luck to me when I play cards tomorrow and shit, man. And we're going to see how it go, man. That's our real talk. Thanks for those that was listening. We know most of y'all going to catch it tomorrow. Holla at us when you holla at us, man. AntHits franchise guru and the real Boone, Tupac is back. Always still around. You heard? Holla at us. View comments. Lamar ass. Who said that? McCoy.